I don't know about you, but I was like the best student in school. I would sit there and I'd be like, tell me what to do and tell me to do it the right way and I will do it perfectly. Do any of you have that? I know, it sucks. It's awesome and it sucks. You know why? Because we're so good, we'll do whatever. Like, just point me in the right direction, man. The thing that we don't often look at is, what is my direction? Where would I like to go? Where would I like to be? How would I like to be? What would I like to be? What would I like to choose? What would it be like to wake up having enthusiasm for being alive again? And I say again because some of us have experienced that. At least when you were a little kid, you know, before you started trying to do things right and thinking you were wrong because you couldn't do them right enough, right? But what would it be like to wake up with enthusiasm for being alive again? And here's the funny part. I don't get anything out of what you choose tonight. Well, actually, I kind of do, because I live on the planet with you, okay? Actually, I really get a lot out of tonight, so this is pretty much a selfish night. This is for me, okay? Thank you for joining me for me tonight. I appreciate that. Because the more you choose that enthuses you, the greater our world gets. The more possibilities show up for all of us. And I know what it's like to sit in a room and think you have no value and no contribution. And I don't know what to say to tell you that that idea that you are not a value, that you are not a contribution, is one of the greatest pieces of bullshit we have ever bought. We all live on this planet together. Think of somebody who inspires you right now. How much are they changing your world just by being them? A little or a lot? Would you be willing to know that you inspire the people around you? Whew. And not from some bullshit like, oh, I don't know what people say in the world, but not from some bullshit point of view of, you're awesome, so you inspire people. But like from an awareness, how many people look up to you? How many people see you? How many people are grateful for you? Would you be willing to know that you inspire people around you by your choices? And the funny part is, we tend to look at ourselves as though we're somehow less than. We're somehow not enough. We're not enough to change the world. How many of you would like a different and a greater world? That requires a woo! Also. Oh yeah, thank you. How many of you would be willing to recognize that you are what it takes? Okay, she wins. And once again, from an acknowledgement, not from a place of rah, 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 rah. It's even more than rah, rah. It's an acknowledgement that people around you are inspired by you. But not only that, when you change you, when you become lighter, when you become happier, you walk into the store, you change people. They actually know, wow, I can be happy too because of you. And that's just one tiny example of what's actually possible. So what are you capable of that you have not been acknowledging? What are you capable of that you haven't been acknowledging because you don't want to be responsible for changing the world? And I don't blame you. I don't either. Because I know I can't do it on my own. I know there is something different possible, but I know it takes all of us. Okay? Are you willing to have the sense of possibilities, a sense of joy, a sense that there's something different possible that most people don't have? Yeah? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. So okay, so that's the beginning for me is, hold on. I know me, I'll walk around with that for 2 hours and not drink the fucking thing. So I figured I would take a moment. That's the beginning. But I ask you, what is possible for you you've never acknowledged? What would you like to have as your world, but what would you like to have as your life? Like, if you woke up tomorrow and were so happy and grateful to be alive, what would that be like? If you woke up tomorrow and you were like, wow. Like really, wow. Wow, how did I get so lucky to be alive today? Do you realize what a gift that is to all the rest of us? Now, here's the thing. When we were young and we were too happy, what happened? Did people celebrate us and go, "Yay, you're too happy for mommy"? I'm sorry, that's so funny. That's so funny. No. What happened? They were like, "Stop being so happy. What's your problem? You don't realize all the problems I have, and I have to pay for things because of you. And if I didn't have you, I wouldn't have to, have so much stress." And dude, we were made wrong from the time we were this big, especially if we had enthusiasm that was more than other people could understand. Would you consider rekindling your childlike enthusiasm, please? Would you consider letting it come alive again? Would you consider actually enjoying being alive? Because look at it. What would the planet like? More sad people or more happy people? More fucking happy people. More people who look at all the shit going on in the world and go, "Wow, okay, I don't get it." But what do we have? A bunch of people are like, "Oh my God, this is so important. This is so much," who are aligning and agreeing with the sadness, with the wrongness, with the trauma, with the drama. Do you think the earth likes trauma and drama? Have any of you ever been out in nature? Please raise your hand if you've ever gone out in nature. I'm going to check people online too. Just want to see if anybody's, been out in the... Oh my God, they don't just live in their little houses. Online too. That's amazing. What happens when you go out in nature? Does nature go, "Stop being so joyful. The trees are annoyed with you right now"? No, what happens? After a while, after your mind gets out of the equation, right? After you actually get a sense of, I can let go of the stupidity around me, you get a sense of what? Peace. If you don't believe me, go out in the ocean. Far away from people. Okay? Go out in the ocean, far away from people. What happens? You're like, because the ocean goes, "Hello, my child. I receive you exactly as you are. I receive the gift of you. I acknowledge the gift of you. Thank you for being." That's what our planet desires. That's what our planet requires. Not more people fighting, not more people doing right and wrong and good and bad. And the thing is, it actually starts with us in our own lives. That's where it starts with us being willing to choose. You know what? I'm actually going to start liking myself. If you woke up liking you tomorrow, wow, right? And then what if that was just the beginning, though? What if that was the start? What if that was the start of liking you more and more each day? If you actually liked you, and I know this is kind of a weird conversation because we don't talk about this very often, yet so many of us are in such judgment of us for everything. I want to do this and I want it better, but it's not good enough. I want to make this person happy, but I can't. I want to do this, but I can't. But if you just liked you tomorrow, how much greater of a world would it be for you? And what if you started not from the place of what can I do for the world, which is one thing, given that you all raised your hands, which is one thing that all of you, or at least most of you, seem to desire. What if it starts with you actually liking you in your life, in the moment where you wake up as you live your life actually liking you? So everything you've done and everywhere you've been trained to not like you, to judge you as though if you judged you, you would become a better person, which, by the way, has never worked one day in anybody's life ever. That is a bullshit fucking idea. Will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds. If you want some evidence, look at your parents and the rest of your family. How much were they in judgment of them? And did that ever make them like them more? Or did it always create a place where there was always this heaviness of what they had done wrong and not done right? What if we can go beyond right and wrong? That's a fucking wow. What if you, maybe nobody else on the planet, okay, but what if you could go beyond right and wrong? Whoa. Everything that doesn't allow that, and allow that to at least begin, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyonds.